Give me a second, guys. Let me go ahead and send the links forward to the respective parties. And then we will start our live stream. There we go. Exit out for that. In case the computer wants to die. Because it's so freaking slow. There we go. And then update the Discord. Discord updated. And then you guys know the routine. I am now going to free up some processing speed since we already are lagging ridiculously. All right, let's get down. Let's go down a list of suspects. Test, test, test. All right, we are running a lot more smoother. Let's get to work. Test, test. We've all right, guys. Welcome to MagnOpus Trading. Welcome to another video and another live stream. Today is Thursday, August 7th, the fourth trading day of the week. Today we have news at 8:30 a.m. We have unemployment claims. Unemployment claims may move the markets today. Like I say every day, we don't look at news to let us know whether to buy or sell, any trading bias, and we're not making decisions based off of news. We're just looking at news to let us know when markets are going to move in terms of volatility and volume, and at what time markets are going to move. As you can see, it says 8:30. We already know whenever we get 8:30 news, we probably not going to get into the trade until around 8:20, 8:29 ish, and then we will see the effects of news at 8:30. Since this is not one of those big news events, I don't believe that we are going to see like a big pop in the first 5 minutes of news, but over time, gradually. Now, we might see a big pop in the first 5 minutes. It's up to the market to do whatever it wants to do. We're just going to be aware of spread differences. And then we're all going to just watch how markets are going to react to news when it does come out. Um, and that's about it for the news portion of the video. Next thing we do, let's go ahead and set up our let's set up and check our MT5 terminals. So you guys already know I have my MT5 terminals or my MT5 applications on a computer on the cloud. I use forcevps.com for my server. They host my computers, which also hosts which has my MT5 terminals running 24 hours around the clock, as well as my EA and programs, my indicator and my EA. I have the key price levels indicator, which put the lines on my screen of the MagnOpus Trading Grid that updates based on every ADM candle open Monday through Friday. And I also have my freehand EA, which is the one that executes trades for me. Um, put the buy stops, sell stops, entry exits, and lot sizes, and it calculates that based off of whatever risk I want to put. And I have two accounts. I have a 200K FTMO challenge, and then I have an IC Markets live account that I try to keep around $400 in there at all times. Um, and that's what's up. So right now the FTMO is at 204, 225. The IC markets is about 425, but I did make a withdrawal of 156. So yeah, that's it. Yesterday we had a winning trade. If we want to go back to our FTMO, we won about $2,000 on 1900 after commissions on FTMO, and then we won about $25 on the IC markets. We were trying to trail it a little bit further than it went. I think this might not be accurate. Hold on, let me see something. Let's update our trade history again. See if I find. Oh yeah. So we got stopped out by maybe like 2 pips on the trail. It was very unfortunate that we got stopped out, but markets actually went up. Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 pips. Over time, maybe at 5 p.m., we probably were around 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, around 50 pips in profit. And like I said, the trading stop was a little bit too tight. I am looking at different trading methods based on different conditions, but you guys already know how I trail my stop loss. 15 pips behind price is enough for price to go ahead and move. We are going to. It doesn't matter what you do, no matter how you switch up your trailing stop, no matter what method you get. Maybe you could find a more profitable way of doing it, but for the most part, you are going to get situations where you get stopped out and markets continue in your favor. If you have to accept that there is never going to be a perfect strategy, there's never going to be a perfect entry, there's never going to be a perfect trading stop situation. But the only thing that you can't control is your fear of missing out. Let that happen, because if I consistently keep my trailing stop the same way, I'm going to experience trades where it goes 10 to 1, where I don't have to, where I could use the same way that I've been using that I got stopped out a few times in. One situation does not define the method. A series of situations over a period of time probably give me a better view. Though I probably do know a better way of doing it, I'm not gonna change my way of trading mid week, because I'm not going to be able to quantify that way of trading, whether it was profitable or less profitable, if I change it midweek. And I cannot quantify that way that I trade if I'm going to keep changing the way that I trade, because market is going to keep changing the way that's going to move, and you will never be able to figure out what worked, what doesn't work. And then sometimes it's not going to work, and just accept the fact that it's not going to work at times, and sometimes it is going to work. You just have to stay in the markets and then be able to experience a situation where it does work. Yesterday, it is what it is, right? Can't do anything about it. Try not to have any regrets for executing properly. Yesterday we had a big conversation about execution, and that's what we're gonna stay on. Now we're gonna do our checklist. We're gonna go ahead and look at the expert advisor properties, um, and then make sure everything is how we need it to be every time we get on charts, and whether we change it or touch it or not. This is what we have to do every day. So our lot mode is gonna be at a risk percentage. On FTMO, we're going to keep the risk percentage at about 2%. Thought about bringing it down to maybe 1.5% or 1%, but like I said, I didn't plan to do that before the beginning of the week. And I'm thinking about the fact that if I have 2 winning trades in a row, the likelihood of the third trade being a winner is less likely. And I believe me trying to lower the risk percentage is coming out of a fear of losing the profits that I do have. It is coming out of a place of fear. If I had a statistical reason why that I back tested and said, okay, if I have a winner on Monday, if I had a loser on Monday, 2 winners Monday and Wednesday, this is how I trade on Thursday, then I can execute on that plan. Even though I kind of know that, okay, the odds are less likely, it doesn't mean that it is impossible for the next 2 days to be winners as well. And if I drop down if I drop down the risk percentage, and then both of the trades end up being winners for the next 2 days, I just left money on the table once again. And now we're not doing that unless I have proven beforehand that this is the way that I was supposed to trade. So that is an idea that I am formulating, that, okay, if I have 2 trades in a row, 2 winning trades in a row, then I could drop down the lot size so that the next 2 trades is going to be like, if I'm trading 2%, if I'm trading 2% per day, and then I split that 2% into 1% for the last 2 days. That is, I guess, that'll be a good method to what you got, mitigate risk, as well as I'll still be able to make some profits. I probably also can be more aggressive with trading the stop loss or closing in profit or something like that. But like I said, I don't have a plan already. I have an idea, but not until that idea is a back tested and proven plan can I execute on that idea. Most I could do is write it down in my notebook, back test it over the weekend, confirm that it works with statistical data, and then once I do that, I can go ahead and implement it on a full set of weeks, and then maybe a month. I like to say a month to 3 months of data, 2 months minimum, but 3 months of data is probably the best to actually see if something is working or not. 1 week is not enough data. That's more like a fluke, because the next week can be completely different. And then as well as me watching markets move and stuff like that on the live stream, I'm noticing that markets like it's a cyclical pattern or just a pattern like the seasons. You get what I'm saying? Markets go through seasons like summer, low liquidity and stuff like that. After summer, which is fall, maybe we pick up on liquidity. And then like January through February, I'm seeing that maybe my strategy don't work as well. There's different variations of my strategies that I can implement, but like I said, these are all ideas. Not until I have proven the ideas with backtested information and statistical data can I execute on those ideas. I have ideas all day, every day, so I'm not worried about that. So risk percentage is gonna be a 2% for the rest of the week. We're locked in on that. TP risk reward is gonna be 2.75. Stop loss is at 17. Open price buffer is at 6. Trade time is gonna be at 1500 o'clock, which is 8 a.m. for me. Close at end of day is true. Close time is at 23:30, which is 4:30. We're gonna close at the end of the day, whether we're in a profit or loss. And then all the trading stop settings are gonna be off because probably could turn on the trading stop setting. That's something I'm gonna work on probably this weekend. Let me put that in my notes because it's not to say that the trading stop doesn't completely work. It partially works. So like the first trail where like the trail to break even, it works. And it probably could do like one trail after the trail to break even as well. But the continuation of the trading stop, I don't think that it has it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to speak with the I gotta say, I gotta put that there. I'm gonna speak with the programmer today, to go ahead and give me an estimate on all of the things. So I don't only have the trading stop thing that I'm working on. There's a few other things that I want to implement in it. I'd rather him just do it all at one time so I could deal with all the issues at one time and pay him at one time. Then have him do it step by step because that's the way that he like it. He's gonna milk the money. Pause. He's gonna try to maximize the amount of money that he could get from the work that he's doing. So I gotta be efficient and giving him work as possible so I don't waste money. All right, so all the other settings gonna be off. And we could close that. And then since I only made about 25 bucks yesterday on the live account, I don't have to change the settings at all. I'll have to make sure that they're correct, but changing them, I'm not gonna change them. We're trading the fixed lot at 0.7. We'll scale in at a 0.4 if we get a 1-to-1. What's next? Risk reward 2.75. Stop loss 17. Open price buffer at 6. Trade time at 1500. Close at the end of the day is true. Day close time is gonna be 4:30, and all the rest of the settings are going to stay as false because I will not be using that EA to trail stops. I'll be manually trailing my stops myself. And there we go. So we got that. We got that. I think we got a few more minutes, so let's go ahead and check out TradingView. All right, load up. Oh yeah, I think I got a flare. Let me go use that flare. Um, Today you guys are getting Afro Jack. Had to take my hair out. I gotta get it redone. Maybe tomorrow or over the weekend whenever she got time. And then I'm gonna let you guys know if the withdrawal hit my account tomorrow because I'm trying to, like I said the other day, I'm trying to time. No, 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 no. The box is incorrect. Give me a second. Um, test, test, test. I'm lagging a little bit. I guess over time it's gonna unlag itself. So you see how I open the FTMO? You see how I open the TradingView chart and it just readjusts. It readjusts itself. Hate when I do that. Um, come on through here. All right, now like you guys already know, technical analysis is at this point it's just copy and paste. So the first thing we copy and paste is the title in the box, and we're gonna bring it over here to go ahead and line it up with 8 a.m. candle open that's going to be happening soon. I'm probably gonna have to drag over. Yeah, right. Come on, gang. What are you doing? What are you doing? Being difficult. All right, guys. I just want to go over the same fact that we trade the same way, the same time, every single day. We copy and paste our technical analysis over the same way every single day. We are following a process. We're repeating the same process over and over. It's up to the markets to give us the different results, and it's up to us to capitalize on the opportunity that the markets give us that is profitable, as well as mitigate our risk by accepting the risk that we do put on the table if markets go against us and not adding more risk unnecessarily in case markets do take us out of the trade. We don't want to make any trading errors, psychological and execution wise, that is going to affect the outcome of our trades based off of how we feel, what we think, um, and what the market is doing that isn't already pre-planned and calculated. All right. So we got 5 minutes until candle open. Let's see if I could go ahead and put the lines on the grid without copying it over. Because as you can see, if I had a regular computer, it'd be a lot easier. But it's a lot easier if I just redo the lines myself, then try to scroll back on that chart. Because as you can see, this thing is lagging like a mother. All right, this black line right here is going to indicate the 80 m candle open price. Right now, it is 755, so we don't have an 80 m candle open price as of yet. But we could go ahead and we could go ahead and print or place the necessary lines on the chart in the meantime, so when that price does come, we can retrofit or fit the lines accordingly. So realistically, once markets give us the only piece of data that we need is the 8 a.m. candle open price. Every other data is it doesn't really. I'm going to say it don't matter, but all we need to trade and do technical analysis is the 8 a.m. candle open price. That's it. We're done. That's the only form of data that we need. Markets is going to do whatever it wants to do after that in terms of price action moving higher or lower. But once we get the 8 a.m. candle open price, we can go ahead and calculate all of our trades. We could go ahead and calculate the MagnOpus trading grid, and those are the two things that we need, and we're done. One piece of data. We don't need to look at all the other last week. We don't need the previous highs or lows. We don't need to look at any of the candlesticks that happen. We don't need to look at none of that. Once 8 a.m. comes and we have identified what the price the market has or open at 8 a.m., you could trade. You could project whether you'll make double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money, where to put your targets at. You can project how much money you could possibly lose. And then you let price action tell you, you let price action execute on that. Not execute. I wouldn't even say that. You will let price action let you know if you're wrong or right. Let you know if you can make profit or loss. I still don't like that phrase or that sentence or that statement. But it is what it is. Hope you guys understand what I mean by that. This one is going to be bullish level one. Bullish level one is going to represent 10 pips above the 8 AM candle open price with a green line. And then this red line, I'm going to make it red in a moment. That's our 2-minute warning. Is going to represent bearish level one. And then we're going to have that 10 pips below. And then this is supposed to be a dash line. And this is supposed to be a dash line, which is going to represent 5 pips above and 5 pips below the 8 AM candle open price, as well as where we're going to place our buy stop and sell stops for markets to execute when we get into a trade. All right, so we got our temporary lines. They're not fitted yet because we have about a minute and 20 seconds before the 8 AM kind of open price. I can go ahead and change this to day 4. And then I can remove the amount of pips because the day hasn't ended. And now I can go ahead and open the VPS, and we'll have 1 minute until um markets execute. All right, guys. So you guys already know you've been here before. Once 8 o'clock comes, we're gonna have a yellow arrow to let us know exactly where the 8 AM candle opened at, as well as a black line straight across the screen that's gonna indicate the exact price the 8 AM candle opened at. We're gonna have a blue line that represents where our buy stop is. A pink line represents where our sell stop is. And then every green line above the black line is gonna represent 10 pip increments above the 8 AM kind of open price, and all the red lines are going to represent 10 pip increments below the 8 AM kind of open price, and we're going to base our trades based off of those 5-10 pips. So let's put our hands behind our heads and let the free hand in E8 do its job in the next 2 seconds and execute. As you can see, the EA has executed the trades for us. It has our entries, it has our stop loss, it has our targets that we do have to scale back, and it has our lot size or volume proportionally calculated, and it did it in milliseconds. But that's the power of trading with the EA. The execution is a lot more accurate than a human can be. So first things first, let's go ahead and modify our TP, which I have to continue working on. So, we want it to be 1 pip below this green line, which is 1.16940. So that's going to give us 1.16930 as our TP. 1.16930. And we're going to modify that. And then our TP for our sell stop is supposed to be on 1.15940. It's going to be 1.15950. Gotta add one. 1.15950. Modify. That's going to give us 1 pip above this line. This is going to account for spreads. Our entries for our buy stop and sell stop already account for spreads. So that's good. And let's go ahead and do the same thing for our live account on IC Markets. 1.16. This one is off by, not off by. This one is a difference of about a micro, less than a micro. You got a mini pip. You got is an increment of a pip. Which is instead of 1.19940 is at 1 point. Instead of 1.16 and 940, it's at 1.16942. You see, different brokers have different prices, so you gotta watch out for that. So now on the buy stop, it's supposed to be 1.16932. 1.16932. Here we go. And on the sell stop, it's supposed to be 1.15952. 1.15952. All right. We have properly rolled back our TPs so that in the case that markets go ahead and have spreads widen or try to reach our TP, tap that line and pivot, we will also be out of the trade for a profit. So in terms of our entry, we are adding a pip, which is insurance, and in terms of our TP, we are subtracting a pip in terms of insurance. All right. And now we are set and ready. And then we got to remember that once we get a 1-to-1, or once we get into either a buy stop or a sell stop on a live account, we are going to scale in. As of next week, I believe I'm also going to scale in on the FTMO account because I see that that method is actually working. So I'm going to be scaling in on both accounts next week. And that should help maximize the amount of money that I'm making on um my winning trades, and I won't have to move the TP and skew the win-loss ratio that it already has. There's probably gonna be a lot more different methods of increasing the amount of profit that I can make on the same outcomes. Um, and that's just a series of development that I'll be working on over time. Let's drop down to the 1 minute just to see if we're gonna execute. Like I said, we got news at 8:30. What markets usually try to do is range between the first or range in between these 10 pips right here. 5 pips above the 8 a.m. kind of open price and 5 pips below the 8 a.m. kind of open price without triggering a buy or sell stop until around 8:20, 8:25, all the way up to 8:30. In the first 5 minutes, we're not going to see a move like that, but we do see that move in the first 5 minutes of days that have no news. And that is a lot of information. I don't think I ever written that down. Just to, as I put a note into my strategy development, and what to look out for. All right, let's go ahead and adjust this. I think this is a little too close because the other day I was able to have like damn near the whole screen on there. I'm not gonna say that I need the entire screen. That should be good. That should be good. And in the meantime, let's go back and do some technical analysis since we now officially have the 8 a.m. kind of open price, which I just forgot what it was. 8 a.m. kind of open price at 1.16. Yeah, I'm on F 1.16440. All right, let's go to the black line, go to settings. Let's start off with the label 1.16440. And then we can go ahead and copy and paste that. Copy. Go to coordinates, and then we can go ahead and paste that in coordinates. Rules kind of right. Rules off by like a micro pip. I did not properly paste that. Okay. Now we're even. And this one, if we're going to add 10 pips, is going to be 1.16540. I don't know why that took me so. 540. That should have been easy work. Coordinates. Coordinates. And then this one, this is 543 1.16340. And then this one is gonna be the sell stop. If I add 5 pips to 1.16340, I get 1.16390. Go ahead and adjust the coordinates here. As well as the buy stop, which is gonna be 1.16490 because we're just gonna add 10 pips from the sell stop. Paste and paste. This line look like it's crooked. Perfect. All right, guys. Now we have the MagnOpus Trading Grid template, and then as price continue to move forward, above or below the line, we're going to continue to draw additional lines in 10 pip increments, both bullish and bearish, above and below, and identify when price crosses those 10 pip increments or crosses those lines to identify the time that it has did it and the direction it did it in, so on and so forth. So the next strike that we're going to put on price is gonna be our black dot to identify the trade that we got into. The black dot, it doesn't matter if it's on the blue line or the pink line, the buy stop or the sell stop, it's gonna stay a black dot. But once we get on the first, we're gonna call this bullish level 1, or positive 10 pips above the 8 AM candle open price, and we're gonna call this red line bearish level 1, or bearish. It's really bullish plus level 1, or it'll be bullish plus L1, and this is gonna be what, bearish minus L1. But I don't want to confuse you with negative and positive and stuff like that. So bullish level 1, bearish level 1. All right, which just represents 10 pips above or 10 pips below the 8 AM candle open price. Once we go 5 pips above or below, we'll be into a trade. And then once we touch one of these lines, like I said, if once markets move 5 pips in either direction, whether it's bullish or bearish, it's more likely than not to continue into that direction for about an hour or so. It can move longer, and it can move more than 10 pips. Usually it will move 20 pips minimum if it decides to rally in that direction. It can fluctuate between a range of 15 pips. That's why my stop loss is 17, around the 15 pip range, including spreads, which makes it 17 pips. And it can fluctuate around that range as well, and then continue in that original direction that first 5 pip move was in, or it could go ahead and reverse and do different variations of that move that we already know or prepared for. So, like I said, we're not gonna see anything for the next 20, the next 10 to 15 minutes, and then hopefully news do something. I do want to note that if on the live account, which I'm really working on a serious strategy, I feel like that contingency plan is really nice. So if on the live account we do get stopped out without doing a 1-to-1 and without going 5 pips minimum in profit, we are going to enter into a re-entry position at the stop loss area. We're gonna get into re-entry at stop loss area for 10 pips and half the original size of the what you call it, half the original size of the original trade. And then we're gonna trail our stop loss between 15 and 10 pips behind price. We definitely want to see price move 20 pips back into our favor so that we can recoup our losses from the original trade, and then I believe that's when I should start trading the stop loss um in our favor. So every 10 pips would probably trail that stop loss about 15 pips behind price as usual, right? All right. Dang, I didn't think of a monologue for today. Um, But I do got an idea of what I would like to talk about. It's just something I thought about today. I can talk about it. Um, in the meantime, we can go back on the VPS and look at price to see if it's going to go ahead and execute and probably catch that on the live stream. Oh, it looked like I don't think on FTMO it touched. I think on IC Market it might have touched. Yeah, IC Market it touched. But there we go. There we go. We are in a sell position. We have executed the sell position on both trades. Let me get my face out of the way. All right, as you can see, we have entered the sell position on both of the trades. FTMO, we're gonna leave it as is, and then on IC markets, we are going to prepare ourselves with a market execution. Yeah, so it's already ready. Just leave this open here to prepare ourselves with a market execution, just in case we hit our stop loss. We could go ahead and try to get into the markets, and then quickly. No. I could go ahead and put the stop loss right here. I could go ahead and calculate it right now, which is gonna be 1 pip above this line. Well, yeah, since it's a sell position, it's gonna be 1 pip above this line. 1.16652. 1.16652. All right, and then if markets go ahead and trigger our stop loss, we could quickly get in, re-enter into the position and see if it was just a stop out and not anything else. Excusez-moi. All right, I guess we got into the trade in about 13 minutes of price activity. We still got about 15 more minutes until news. So markets could still just fluctuate around the 80 candle open price or deeper into drawdown, which is fine by us. We haven't hit any level ones, whether it's bullish or bearish, 10 pips above or below price. So it's just fluctuations, a waiting game at this point. Yes. Oh, let's put this on the FTMO so at least the numbers look bigger. Yeah, we're down $1,000 on FTMO. I guess we're gonna retest the 8 candle open price, which is definitely fine. All right, we officially retested the 8 candle open price. Where should I put my face, guys? Let me put my face all the way back at the top here. Am I honest on FTMO? So let's no. We let FTMO run on because I need to be actively managing the IC markets. All right, guys, just patiently waiting for. Let me see something. Get that. I look a little bit darker. All right, let's see. Is this like looking better, or should I just come in closer? Mhm, mhm, mhm. So if you see me sweating, bro, it's just my soft lights. They what dissipate heat. All right, now we're in the danger zone of losing the trade, guys. We're now what sub 10 pips in drawdown. Like I said, we only had about a pip of what you call it, a pip of we didn't even have profit because that's literally where we entered into the trade at. So little to no profit, and it looked like we are closing in on our stop loss, which might be one of those days where we hit the stop loss and pivot within 15 pips. Since we are ready to go ahead and execute a re-entry, we're prepared, guys. We are prepared. Let me just put the mouse right there so it's just a click away. And when you talk about click, I'm talking about military click. What a click in the military mean, like a mile or something? We are 10 minutes away from news. So like I said, we could go ahead and fluctuate between this 15 pip range here between our entry and stop loss. And then Marcus decide to go ahead and hit our stop loss. We'll re-enter. If we want to go ahead and fluctuate, it could go ahead. It could go ahead and wait till news to go ahead and bring what do you call that? A bearish engulfing. We did break above this temporary structure, but we're on the 5 minutes, so gotta use that with a grain of salt. Mhm. All right, 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning. Oh, remember, let's talk about last time. Remember last time when we went close to our stop loss by like 2 to 1 pips, and it did like 3 to 4 times. What, like 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago on our first winning trade, we fluctuated around our stop loss for about an hour, 2 hours, before turning around and being an amazing winning trade. So we're not gonna make any decisions or feel any type of way. First, because we accepted the loss. Second, because we've seen it happen before where we could range around our stop loss. Third is because we're ready for any fake outs that markets want to go ahead and give us. But if it hits our stop loss and then fake out and continue that way, we are 100% sure that we were wrong for not wrong for the day. We took our calculated loss for the day. And then we'll be here for tomorrow because we're not gonna blow our accounts or anything like that. Yep, yep, yep. We're not even close to news yet. We got a lot more time than for news, and Marcus is want to actually trend bullish indiscriminately. We don't have a big spread either. The spread is exactly the same as the market price. So I guess our entries are probably gonna be decent. And we touched, and let's see if we get stopped out. Let's see if we're quick with it. If that was the original stop loss that we usually have, we would have been out of the markets already. Mad it in a motherfucker too. Just surprised to pivot back around. Hopefully this could be an example for good stop placement, including spread. If not, it'll be a good example of re-entry. And if not, it'll just be a loss for the day. Still, but we got 7 minutes until news, and we are between 3 and 2.5 pips away from our stop loss. Think about price, that motherfucker can move fast though. So I need to be quick on my fingertips. I don't know if that's a pause or not. We playing on that line right there, guys. Playing. Good thing we don't have spreads, bro. The good thing the spreads isn't wide at that point. All right. I went ahead and entered into a sell right there. And now we are in the re-entry position. I believe on the FTMO that is a loss. Yep, loss back to 200K. All right, let's see if this is just a violation, guys. Let's see if this is a learning experience. And we do have news in the next 5 minutes. So a stop out at 15 pips plus news in 5 minutes might be another. Let me just put that there just in case. Even though it might a stop out plus, I'll write out plus news soon might be a good re-entry conditions for false stops. All right, guys, 4 minutes until news. Hopefully that is as far as market's gonna go. And validate my theory that markets do look for my stop loss. Or just stop loss in general, whether it's between 5, 10, 15 pips from the 8 a.m. candle open price. Because I noticed markets moving that pattern. All right. So another thing is, let me go to TradingView and update the lines to just have a mathematical calculator. You see, drop down. But this is okay because if this is going in the opposite direction, there'll be a 10 pips in the favor, a retest which is healthy, and then it could still continue. Not until I see a test of the bearish level one will I be convinced of a reversal. So retest and then reversal confirmation. That's what I'm looking for. So if I go ahead and put my black dot here, this is an indication that we have a sell stop triggered, and then markets quickly reversed. We studied this last week, all last week. Uh, let me make sure I got a red dot. Yeah, quickly reverse and then stop this out right before news. And let's see if it retests the 8 a.m. candle open price. Let's see if we get a rejection of the level and just a continuation bearish. I will say another good indication is a quick pivot on that price, a quick rejection of that price. I see it. You see how it just tapped that line and quickly went around. I thought this was quick pivot, quick rejection. And this will still be considered, if we're looking bullish, this would be a bullish engulfing break of structure, and then right over here will be a retest of that break of structure where we could go ahead and just be breathing and continue in that bullish direction and continue to violate. But it's insurance. It is insurance in that direction though. Let's see, we got news in the next minute and 10 seconds. And let's see what we can do out here. Now I have to actively trail the stop loss. So let's see what markets want to do now. Another thing I noticed is I'm not getting commissions on this IC markets though. I don't know if my lot sizes aren't big enough for commissions, but they're not charging me commissions to get in and out the trades. It's damn near free. Let me show you guys. I don't know if I don't know if they just take their commission based off the spread or what. So net profit is $200. Nice. Let me go to, yeah, fees. I even put swap fees and everything. I haven't yet to pay anything. But if you look at if you look at this mother fludger, what? 3 grand in commissions, and it's FTMO, so they're not even executing trades. All right, news guys. Damn, I guess we might have been wrong. What we doing? What we doing? For the IC markets, the spread hasn't changed on IC markets either. It's crazy. I'm still not convinced that it's gonna move any lower. Still not convinced. All right, we retested what that level. I guess I'm not still not convinced though. So the notifications is coming from my FTMO. It's not coming from I see markets. So now I'm concerned. Well, I'm not. I wouldn't say concerned, but the likelihood of me getting stopped out is probably higher now. Yeah, since we broke above again, it's looking like a healthy bullish trend at this point. I'm gonna retest that breaker structure and probably continue moving more bullish. It's a healthy move. All right, that's the first 5 minutes. What that move did. Move healthily. Yeah, we out of there for sure. Nah, we out of there. But that move is too healthy, dog. Too healthy, and I don't think we gonna pivot back after that at all. But it's not my opinion. Just probabilities. The probability now is more likely than not. It could go ahead and breathe within this range right here, but I think playing. The force in which it's moving bullish is just very concerning. I doubt we're gonna have one big bearish candle to take all that away, especially not in an uptrend, in the long term uptrend that we're in right now. Well, we're gonna confirm bullish engulfing in what? Nah, we're not nowhere close. We got like what, 5 plus 3 is gonna be what, 8 more minutes? Mm. Looks like we're losing steam now. On the FTMO retested on now it just retested on it's still not a retest because we're still at this level right here. Unless market make 10 pips bullish or 10 pips bearish between this level right here, the bullish level one, there's no strike or no retest. It's just a fluctuation of a range a little bit bigger than a little bit closer to 10 pips, but not exactly 10 pips. So we only identify 10 pips move whether bullish or bearish, not 9 pips, not 5 pips, unless it's in between the range of the buy stop and sell stop. But whatever. This is still a higher high and higher low, guys. We're still in an uptrend. So don't count your eggs just yet. Motherfucking webcam, dog. Don't count your eggs just yet. Retested the breaker structure once again. Playing around the first bullish level. I guess we continue moving lower. Let's wipe this sweat off. On FTMO retested 5 pips below the 8 a.m. candle open price. Hopefully, or not hopefully, but maybe that now it happened on the IC markets. I guess the IC markets is lagging, and we are moving lower. So I'm not going to trail my stop loss until we reach, I believe this level right here, bullish level one, and then that's when we will have what 2 to 1. We have a 2 to 1. How can 2 to 1 is gonna represent a 0.4? That should cover the losses, right? Like 8.8. That should definitely cover my losses, I guess. We're still higher high, higher low, guys. Maybe we get a break of this structure right here. Then I could probably what you gonna call it? Say the odds of it reversing probably is higher, but still in a short term or 1 minute what uptrend. Still a higher high, higher low. In the meantime, guys, I didn't post. I made the TikTok and I made the video for the post, but I just didn't post it. So let me go ahead and post in the meantime. Shit, I can't do that because the videos on the iPhone. I'm using the iPhone to stream. No, no, no. I think it might have uploaded. Okay, yes, thank you. It actually is on iCloud, so it has uploaded. I mean, transferred to all of my iPhones. Niggas be hating. Niggas be shooting. Senseless violence. Hilarious. Today's live stream. FTMO and $25 off the live account. Niggas be lying. Niggas be scheming. Senseless violence. I love this city. Whoa. How is that a hit now? How? The song is so garbage that it's a hit. When laughing at somebody turns laughing with them. Crazy. That's your views today. All right, guys, that's your views today's live stream on B2K on the FTMO. That's a pretty decent cover, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I miss oh ghetto self. She's gonna spell this one. Jamil. Never mind. Hey. You see that? Higher high. You hit that stop loss is your ass. They don't drop off the free trial. And the next destination is my stop loss. That better be a lower high for a lower low. Oh, $12? That's free. Oh, let me help you guys. You guys can't see. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about a little bit about what's going on here, right? Okay, so originally we did get into a sell position. The ADM can open at 1.16442, right? We went down about 5 pips, triggering 6 pips actually, triggering our sell stop. And then what happened here is we had absolutely no profit. Marcus didn't attempt to go 5 pips or more in profit or and hit our bearish level one, which is 10 pips below the ADM can open price. What actually happened is we instantly pivoted about 15 pips against our direction, hitting our stop loss. Because we've seen the situation happen more than one time, we know that sometimes markets will go up 15 pips and then reverse, just to stop out anybody that was in those trades for the sales. I'm not gonna say this is the exact reason, but it just fluctuates a range of about 5 to 15 pips on average. Right now, it's up 20 to 25 pips to go ahead and reverse. So we got into a position half the size because if we do get a retest of this or a test of where we thought market was going to go bearish, we would that's double the distance. So we got into re-entry position half the size, expected markets to move bearish. Right now we have a higher no. Right now we have a breaker structure, a bullish rally. Then we had a retracement. And then we held this area right here, and we had another break of structure. And then we're in a retracement, and we're gonna see is are we either going to break the highs again, continuing the uptrend, or are we gonna make lower high and a lower low, and then hopefully continue moving downwards. But we already accepted the probability that this might be a losing trade. We are in a really not the best of positions on this theory. But it is an insurance policy that I do put on trades that just get tapped out. This does not look like a tap out to me. But we're locked in for 11 pips from that distance, and if price decides to move lower and can continue on a downtrend to the downside, then that'll definitely be a good because we have been moving bearish for a while now. We are in an uptrend overall on majority of the time frames. Uptrend on the daily. Let's see, yeah. I would say this one. Let me zoom out. Nah, this is the lower high. This is the high. Higher low, lower high. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess we went back to break even right now. So it depends on what time frame you're looking at and how long you can hold the trade. On the type of trend that we're in, we're right into a retracement on the 1 hour. But it is all but based on probabilities. I'm not looking at none of this. I'm just trying to figure out a reason to talk to you guys. It's all probabilities. If it wants to hit my stop loss, it can hit my stop loss. If it wants to go it want to melt down lower, it could go ahead and melt down lower. And I'm just here to enter into positions, take the probability, trail my stop loss, so on and so forth. That's a good indicator, I guess, that we're moving lower. That's a big candle. We have a lower high, but we're still within that range. I need to see a break of structure of either the high or the low to be able to say anything, guys. And we're still on the 1 minute chart, and the 1 minute structure. Structure in general is relative. Markets can respect or disrespect structure, but definitely on the 1 minute chart, structure is super relative. So it doesn't matter if it break or retest or whatever structure. You definitely got to take that with not even a grain of salt. You got to take that with a cup of salt. Or market just be consolidating based off of the news that happened at 8:30. And like I said, usually we should be in and out of positions within about an hour or so. So we got like maybe like 20, 25 minutes until we've been in the trade itself for an hour, but we would have been from the 8 a.m. kind of open to the time of 1 hour in the trade, probably gonna be an hour and 20 minutes. It's just a talking, dog. I have to be like a narrator. You know, the narrator is like a soccer match or something like that. You just dribble, 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 dribble. You know, and the Haitian narrators. How you say dribble in Creole? Not balance, not control. I don't know how you say dribble, but they just be just saying like while the guy's kicking the ball, they just figuring out what to say, and nothing. A lot of nothing is happening. You're just trying to fill the dead space up. Okay, I did have to. I forgot to post a YouTube reel. One more social media post left. And I gotta upgrade mine. So okay, I already got to a level with my social media posts. Okay, cool. Now I gotta get to the next level of making sure my content is creative. Get off full access. Yeah, but only in Haiti they do stupid stuff like that. I wouldn't say only Haiti. They do that everywhere. Bro, I'm sweating. Oh, here we go. Okay, we have retest 8 a.m. candle open. We can go ahead. Dang, that sucks. We could go ahead and I said it sucks because I seen a post on Facebook. Man, I'm supposed to be doing something on Facebook. I'm reading posts. That is attention grabbing, and I need to go ahead and work on my attention grabbing skills. What? Is this even accurate? Wait a second. Wait one doggone second. Oh, it is accurate. No, no, we didn't hit 8 a.m. kind of open. Uh, eh, we went back to where the sell stop was. Let me go ahead and post this reel. I'm not even supposed to be on Facebook. I'm supposed to be on YouTube. Like her was not a WNBA player. All right, guys, let's review today's live stream. Bring 2K on FTMO and $25 on the live account and store withdrawals. Oh, look at that jump, guys. That jump is very, 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 very. Right. Yeah, retested the gap. Today's live stream will be 2K on it. Come on, I said next. I didn't say pause the video. what do I have to do? August 6th. Oh, whoa. Yeah, this is gonna be stuck in my head for a little while, alright? Sorry, guys. Consolidate and I don't know, my other video didn't make no views. Guys, this feels so strange. So I don't know why. I did post without a title, but I updated the title. But shoot, let's see. Let's see what's going on. All right, guys. So it's officially 9 a.m. Hmm, still ranging above the 8 a.m. candle open price, about 10, 15 pips. We did violate our original trade, but we re-entered in the original direction. And I am thinking about, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking? I'm thinking about having at least three accounts running the same trade with a few different nuances that are different, like the re-entry. So one re-entry is gonna be a continuation re-entry. One re-entry is gonna be a reversal re-entry. And I think I'm just gonna, whatever small changes I see that the market needs, I'm gonna keep consistent on one, keep consistent on the other, keep consistent on the third, and then what I know I'm gonna notice is that for the most part, the main way that the strategy is going to trade is going to produce a profit within that 20 pip range. But whatever happens outside of 20 pip range, you're going to have two different variations. One is going to be more profitable than the other at different times. But because we're trading risk reward, okay, because we will be trading risk reward, I would be able to monopolize a lot of the positions that I do lose end up being big winning trades. You get what I'm saying? And if I go ahead and monopolize on those on different accounts, then I could capture all of the profits overall instead of just sticking to one that I believe all three will be profitable. But when one stops being profitable and starts going to drawdown, the other will become more profitable and go into profits. Maybe two will go into drawdown, temporary drawdown as well, and then alternate like that. But first I need to figure out how to make the singular one work, and then I'm not even worried about the drawdown, be able to withstand the drawdown, and then add on the two other ones. I could go and do that simultaneously as long as I know the trade management parameters that I'm gonna have. Because it's just gonna be the same thing, just in two different directions. So this is consolidation. Nothing we can do about that. We have about, I say around 12 o'clock, like I say, is around when markets has reached its peak. So we have 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11, 3 more hours of action. I'm probably gonna stop the live stream around 10 a.m. Or should I just leave it? I'm probably gonna be in. I'm probably gonna leave it. I'll probably leave it around 12. But I'm not gonna be sitting in front of the computer for sure ski. I think we had a, you see, breaking close and immediate rejection. Come, what we doing here? Whatever. Oh, and I gotta watch out for these TikToks. These TikToks might have an audio that is copyrighted. I don't need any copyrighted audio in my live stream, so they go ahead and block my shit again. I hope I'm not shadow banned because of that other stuff, and I didn't do the YouTube school either. And then I have stuff to do. Like I got this content. Like over the weekend, I've done. I'm not gonna say I've done. I need to stop lying, or I need to not lie. I haven't lied yet, but I've almost done with the technical analysis up to January. I don't know why I'm procrastinating and not completing it, not locking in and completing it. And then I am going to go ahead and redo the videos, the tutorial videos, in a better manner, more efficient, less fluff, and more direct to the point, and more attention grabbing, more clickbait. To go and see if I could go ahead and have a product to sell, man. I need to make some more money because a little $100, I mean, a little $500, $600 accounts ain't really doing nothing. I need to continue to deposit these monies into these accounts and go ahead and put some more leverage on these trades so that money can actually mean something, man. The little $100 withdrawals ain't really doing nothing for me psychologically, psychologically, psychologically. Yeah, man. If we continue moving bullish, I definitely believe that we just had a pause in an intermediate uptrend. Blah 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 blah. Like I said, man, in a different situation, it could play out completely different. But if it happens in this situation, I'll definitely be here tomorrow, and the day after that, the week after that, the month after that, the year after that, to experience profitable trades in my favor. Because I done seen them pass. It's just that I didn't monopolize on them, and then just because I don't monopolize on them, don't mean that in the future market owe me a retry to get into those trades. No, I hadn't been prepared for the opportunities when the opportunities presented themselves. Nah, you're not gonna retest like that. This is the intermediate. This is consolidation. You got the break of structure, rally, a retracement, higher high, higher low, lower high, equal lows. I would say. Then we're gonna come and try to break this structure, and then we have to break this structure as well. Hogwash. Consolidation. Oh, yeah. All right. I got a fiber. I got a message that dude, man. I gotta message that dude. You should usually awake around this time too. So you telling me we're gonna spend an hour in this range, broski? Come on, bro. We gotta do some, man. Hit my stop loss so I can stop the stream or go on some profit so I can trail my stop loss. But you trying to consolidate like that is ridiculous. You go ahead and handle what you gotta handle. I'm Every single time I want to turn my back, now you want to move, right? All right, cool. Let me go ahead and update. Let's go ahead and update TradingView and explain to you guys what happened here. So what happened here is we retested the 8 candle open price. Now this is still what I would call a healthy move, even though it's against my direction. A healthy move of a retracement. We can go ahead and retest the bullish level 1 and then continue forward. But if we come back down to this level after retest, then if we come back up to the level, then the probability of it continue in that same direction is higher. If we go ahead and if we go ahead and test this level right here, which is bearish level 1, then the probability of it moving lower is higher. But we have at least 2 retests within this range to go ahead and confirm that we might or go ahead and predict. I want to use that word. Go ahead and expect markets to move lower with a higher probability than not, but we're still well within the range of markets continuing bullish. This just could be a pause in price, some temporary consolidation. We're just holding price at this level temporarily to continue the uptrend, um, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and project the next bullish level, which is going to be at 1.16640. And let's update the coordinates of this line. And this is going to be bullish level 2, which is going to be 20 pips above the 8 candle open price. All right. Let's see that there. Breaking close? Nope. Not even a breaking close. Don't even count your eggs yet. Don't count your eggs yet. We're still consolidating. It's All right. Let's get in here. All right. Let's see if I get the camera. Oh, got it. That's crazy. I'm about to edit that out. Crazy that it's live. All right. We went and finally broke below. We had a lot of consolidation, so we might have, like I said, we might have some volume to the downside. Can't trail the stop loss yet until we touch that red line, guys. That would have been nice if I got into the FTMO, but you know, strategy development, strategy development. Chrome. Did we? I don't think we even retested. Let me double check the 1 minute right quick. I don't think we retested that high either. Nah, we didn't retest it. So we still are on the reset or in the retest, moving lower. Looks like the same move right here, but we're gonna need a tap of this area right here, guys. And if we break below this structure, then we are more than likely might continue lower. But or we might have a double bottom. Oh boy, that feels good. Oh. Alright, let's see what we got here, guys. Let's see what we got here. This probably a retest of the breaker structure to the downside. Let's wait for the next strike right here, and then we will trail our stop loss. All right. All right, we got some more information. This is one of the worst types of consolidation. Waste of my time. Um, we got like a double retest of something over here. Retested line again. We retested line again. Now this is our double retest. The probability of it moving lower is more probable now that we double retested, but since we in the it's not a clean retest, aim for the highs again and retest again. I'm not too sure because it's just consolidating within a range of 10 pips. I don't know how many times you can go ahead and do this. We are, like I said, we're probably building up trades over time, and then it's gonna distribute those trades up until 12 o'clock. But yeah, man, we're just in the deep consolidation at this point. We haven't had a breakout. We haven't had a commitment to any specific direction yet. Just keeps going up and down. Yeah. So let's see what's gonna go on now. I do want to. If it was more cleaner in price activity, I would have trailed my stop loss. But since it's literally aggressively, consolidating within that range, I'm just gonna hold on to it. Probably gonna go back on pause anyways. More consolidation, guys. All right, 3 trading stop losses as of right now. That is 10 pips. And now we at break even. Right? All right. There we go, guys. This is the booty head move that we was waiting on. You better not double tap. That's 15 pips right there. You better not. Come on. Booty face. If you've been waiting long enough, guys, we are now should be in profit a little bit. The volatility that Marks is moving at, I'm not a fan of it because I only can really give about 15 pips of wiggle room. But yeah, we should be continuing moving on lower. We can go ahead and connect IC markets. I think we're at $72 in profit. We're trying to recoup some of them losses. There we go. If you've been waiting this long, I hope those good for you. What time is it right now, bro? 10 o'clock? We gotta wait that long? And I gotta pee, dog. Usually when we consolidate that much, like I said, volatility coming into the markets. All right, we are doing the big one. Shit, that's why I need a trailing stop, dog. At least do it like this. Move lower. Break. There we go. There we go, guys. What is that? 20 pip range. Let's see. Come on. You know you want to drop down lower, man. You know you want to let go of that gas. That shit. You hit the wrong button. Let go of that gas you've been holding on to. Bro, I need to take this blunt. I apologize, but you know it. I gotta keep my hair moisturized before I get it rebraided again. Yeah, man. The blonde is very unbecoming of a man, but it's what you gotta do. Preserve your the moisture in your hair. Uh retest, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm giving the markets enough breather room because of the volatility that it's experiencing. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's project lower. 1.16240 is going to be the level that it just touched. The second bearish level line, 1.16240. Copy and paste. Paste. And I could go ahead and say that we tapped the line and we retested. Just a brief breather. We can continue lower if markets want to continue lower. Shit, I want to use the bat. I want to take a piss so bad. We lost. How much we lost? We lost a buck 23 today. So we're not yet. I'm surprised though. If I have a 0.04 and I got a 0.04 at 10 pips. 0.04 at 10 pips, and I'm still not at 15 pips of a 0.7 at 3 to 1. I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna see if my math is right. See what's up with my math. All right, seems like we could consolidate a little while. Let me go take a piss right quick. I don't know, guys. I feel like moving that stop loss, man. We moving too wild right now.
Shirt sales. Listen up. For 1,000 graphics of the biggest basketball legends, already tested and cleared, resale, download, press, sell. It's that simple. This is the pattern for people who actually want to sell. Click now and grab yours before it's gone.
I don't like the volatility that the market's moving in right now. It's rude. Stop. Shut up. All right, we retest again. Hopefully, this is an indication that we markets want to continue moving lower. Let's see the range that we have to the next of too much bullshit going on for that support and resistance right now. My issue is why the hell? If I got half the size. Oh, yeah, if I have half the size, I need double the distance. My bad. You're right. So that's one. That's two. I still don't get it. How, quadruple the distance? It's like my math's off, dog. Well, hey, relax now. Relax, big dog. Relax, big dog. Ugh, ugh. Camera not fucking working. Piece of shit. It's a slow grind, guys. It's not one of those clean market movements that we usually get, but this is how markets move. Like this nigga is recording my live stream, so I did motherfucker. You grew up. You grew old. All right, we're moving lower, guys. Finally, yeah. That's where the patients come in at, guys. I know that's right. Thank you, oh Dilla. Thank you for being patient as well with me. We finally recouped our losses for today. Well, we did. We're in terms of like where the market is right now. We recouped the losses, but where my stop loss is, we haven't recouped the losses yet. We need to continue moving lower. Yeah. But yeah, you never know what market's gonna do next, guys. Choo. Great job. Come on. Touch this next level for me here so I can trail the stop loss.
I look how big the little one is. Then I got another little one that I named after whatever. And, yeah, and I still got my baby mom. Got my baby mom right now. Yeah, but that is my baby mama, and then my baby girl. Baby girl. Yeah, baby girl. What wrong with you? You a hater. That's my baby mama right here. Now look how big my little one is. And then I got another little one that I named after whatever. And then, yeah, and I still got my baby mom. Come on, baby mom right now. Yeah, but that is my baby mama, and then my. You're so handsome. I love your glasses. Oh, thank you. You're so pretty. Sure. What y'all want to know? Now we just go with the vibe. So, you want to walk in with me? Come on, what's up? Look, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be honest with you. Let me get you high. You were six, but he wants to say. Wherever you in, I'm not gonna be your thing. Who six you is? JT way back off. Who was on love out? You told me what's that? Sure. So, I mean, you was on six, but you my type six. But Daddy. Oh. Daddy. You my type. So, I mean, so yeah. I thought I was six. I was talking shit. You sound like the hundreds. Upside down. My insurance agent. My niece for insurance. Conversation. I ate a nigga ass. Oh, tell me what. I ate a nigga ass. Whoa. Yeah. I was at school and I didn't. I want to learn for that thing. Oh, so he didn't ask for that shit? Yeah, I just do it when I'm having sex. Like, it's a part of me. See, I was gonna shoot my shot, but I ain't trying to get my goose egg. Can I get married without the goose egg? No, I have to do it. Well, I'm texting you shit. My fault, bro. My fault. That's your fault. Let me get y'all story time of how I met Queen. It was on accident. I was walking in Lennox and boom, I saw her. My homeboy was like, oh, open the door, I'm gonna put you on. He started running, he started to speed. That's what he says. This he said, you and my partner's tight, and I'm trying to throw the alley. Now, why would you say? It's all good, though. It's like he was stuttering. He stuttered.
Man, leave that. It's my baby mama alone.
Super outside, I'm here with. That's what. And okay, where y'all from? That's what's Alabama. Okay, do y'all think y'all are catfish? Hey, yeah. Hey, y'all, it's your girl Todd. I'm here with. And I said they fine, love. Yeah. How you doing, Dave? This shit just threw me all the way off. I ain't gonna lie, that threw me off too. That threw me all the way off. I could pay out like me on my face, talking about how she did that. I was like, you can't tell me. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Oh, back on. Ah, he's free. Thank you. God is for sure. And he's got me actually fraud. Well, I'm trying to they said. Look, you said, oh, sure. Just make sure you respect this. What I did to one day, this dog, for sure, I don't think that could be all for y'all. Like a pound, like I'm supposed to be on my face, talking about shit like that. I don't like things from it. Yeah. What's wrong? Like, oh, so why can't we? Hey, well, not this boy. Hey, I got a big homie named O, right? Don't get him to call. Tell people they can get.
That shit coming? That shit coming? What's going on? That shit coming through? That shit coming through? That shit coming through?
I'm just no backer. It's gotta hit the blue. Okay. Can't hit the green. Okay. You can only let it bounce once. How the ball? Okay. And what else? Oh, after it's gotta hit the blue. Okay. Can't hit the green. Okay. You can only let it bounce once. How the ball? If we have it.
Yeah, man, that shit was coming through.
Can't you want to grab me? If you got to rattle my thing, come on. For your husband. Read the question. All right, man. Who? All right, what's that? When the last time you paid for her? When the last time you paid for her? I don't think I ever. Come on. Never played for her. Just right now. Don't lie on these voices, man. I'm just so impatient. Somebody. I know it's 12. The homeboys barely just text me.
Come on, man. Come on, move.
I just said yes just because I was on there and asking you if I could go downtown and smoke with them and then come back for a quick. You said yes? You said yes? Without my permission? I said yes. Without my permission? To go over there and go, come back, Brooklyn? Are you done? That's not go back and come back. We don't live in downtown. We live 2 hours away from downtown. So what are you talking about? It's right here. This is where I feed my kids McDonald's for every fucking damn picture from where I live. 5 minutes. The people in Chinese organic, not bananas, Minnesota. What? Why? 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 This right here is where I feed my kids McDonald's for every fucking damn picture from where I live. But it is, you know, until it's time running. Listen, your ass slowing down because you're dragging.
Trying to figure out what's going down.
Okay, so the page change. Hey, this girl, seven you're paying for it. We love this.
I ain't going no further than that.
Hello? What's up? Okay. Class, please make sure you are reading each question properly. Please, class. Please. Please make sure you are reading each question properly. Make sure you're reading each question. The statistics are right up. Sir, help me. The statistics are right up. Don't get those eyes. Tell me how to get out of it. Part of this plan is no one can stop me. I hate beach because I'm motherfucking sis. Let me tell you about my most beautiful big. Same stuff that's not changing. It's just not changing. It's not changing. So the teacher's telling you. And the teacher's telling you. I feel like I was funnier whenever I had no ass. I feel like all the assless girls was funny as hell. That's why I'm so nonchalant, sloppy, chill, calm shit now. Because if I would be really like drag 30 niggas behind me, so I can't even crack a joke nowadays. Back whenever I had no.
Man, I'm too freaked out. I gotta chill. Ah, motherfucker, bro. Are we gonna drag this on until about like 12, where I believe that's when the market's gonna hit its peak? And I'm just gonna tighten up the stop loss and go about my business. I'm still gonna trail it. I'm still gonna watch and everything like that. But for the live stream, we're gonna have to cut it because I'm on 90% on the phone and the other phone is almost dead too. So yeah, I was gonna do something. I forgot what I was gonna do. Mm. Let's go on TradingView and just update what we have so far. I really wish I actually put this on FTMO. Probably would have recouped some of that profit, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and project the next bearish level lower, which is 1.16 240. 1.16 140. Copy.
and no ass. I was so
Almost there, guys. Almost to the next level. Almost.
she said, like she couldn't take it. She said, oh, you pay the food. She's like, she couldn't take it. Go run my head, no, I put back. I mean, I went to the place, I just popped. Not time for the down this and stick. Run to them.
Ah, motherfucker. This is gonna fucking. My bad. That's gonna mess up my live stream. Ah, didn't think of that. Did not think that through. That's gonna block my live.
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't wear it today, I promise. This is how it goes, and it's like, here. She doesn't need to. Hey, hold on. She all right?
All right. Let's get some more money off that table, guys. Sure that stop loss. Let's see how low markets want to go. I think markets out of juice. I think it's out of juice right now.
Should I? Scored. Corey, it's nice to meet you, Corey. Nice to meet you. That's my own picture. I can't get it up. Okay. Shit. Right. Hands raised. All right, folks. That's enough. That's the second attack of the day. If you're a young lady and you're the only child or you don't have another sibling or something, don't come to me. Let your parents train you. It's too much pressure. Too much. Right? We in Detroit, I can't guarantee you're going to come back in one piece. There's a lot of pressure on me, y'all. A lot of pressure. No problem. I just got cussed out by a dad. He came up here. He was recording me, taking pictures. I'm like, you better do that. We need more of that. So when you guys depends on what she want to do. I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. What we learning today? Fair trading. Fair trading. All right, cool. It's your turn. I don't have the patience. Thank you for having the patience. No problem. Thank you. Hello, Mom. How are you? Good. Don't get your police ass about here now. Go for you chilling. Stop. I don't feel like hearing anything up there. Say it with me. A man with a mugshot and his picture has no business in my land. Listen, baby. You think you're a bad felon? Like what the fuck? You must think you're a bad felon. Because why are you making your move out? You must think you look good in the mugshot. Like you think you're a cute felon. Clearly you pissed the law off. Clearly you pissed the law off. But now you're gonna piss me off. Now you piss me off. Ariana, what are you doing here? Like, come up here. Why is that your profile picture? Like, why is that your intro? Why is that your introduction? This mugshot. Like, why ugly? Say it with me. All this. Oh, you cousin don't have clothes. It's a sad day when I have to get on the internet and defend men, but somebody made a dapping up tans video maybe a month ago at an event in Chicago, and the comments were so strange. Y'all were under there talking about some where are the tans at? Oh, this doesn't eat, saying that they weren't cute, and then on top of that, have the nerve to be like, oh, they're too smiley, oh, they're too excited to be in the video. Maybe if you started dating happy, excitable, joyful men, you wouldn't have to worry about a man ruining your birthday every single year without fail because y'all love miserable men. And you're 30 years old, you don't get tired, like you don't get absolutely exhausted by dating men that are actually not on. Oh my gosh, y'all love freaky bums. Fine and financeless. Just, I know that a girl that's laid up next to a hat bitch is not coming under a video and calling a group of black men who are at an event enjoying their lives ugly. You have. Reggie. On Instagram? My business or my personal? All right, business. Really? I think it's pictures or not? I was supposed to? I ain't cancel on you though. Alright. I'm not, I don't be canceling on people. Like, alright. Rastafari don't jump on that tax to nobody, boy. If you're this king, say I see I'm a gunshot, you boy. But the one of the girls who calls for them off the joy, and the lake of fire for that, you boy. One man don't jump on that tax to nobody, boy. If you're this crappy. That's right.
This nigga tripping. This nigga tripping. No.
I'm Derek Washington. I'm Derek Washington. I'm on my glass. I'm Derek Washington. This is my car. Check it out. It's fresh. I got dirt cheap. Anything lower than $100,000.
Come on, go lower, man. Long head.
Kind of stuff. This stuff. I love that stuff. I love this kind of stuff. And I want to go from the all with it. I hate when I get really weird. I hate when I'm saying right, I'm saying it wrong. So right recently, there's a man that I never really wanted to lose in my life, whether we were together romantically or as friends or whatever. I don't want to lose him. I lost that man. He described to me the exact way that I made him feel like in this instance, I felt like this, in this instance, I felt like that. When I tell y'all I cried 4 days before nights of it. Not only did I cry because I was fucking heartbroken, I was losing man, but like I never in my life wanted to make anyone feel like that. In fact, the things that I was or wasn't doing, I did it, and it was somehow hurting him. But it had the exact opposite effect on him. Every man I've ever dated have ever said like, I don't know if you like me, or I don't know if you like me, or like I don't even know how you feel about me. And to me,
Jeez,
I was like,
wait.
like, like you. Like what this is described everything you know, and I'm like, can't do it. 24. So to give you guys a little context of the way I grew up, so I was going to ask, like, give y'all my little baby tree, okay? My dad's mom, my grandmother had 2 children. My aunt, my Yaya, it's her being like her parents me. My Yaya has no children. I was literally like her child. I slept in the room with her. She got me up, got me ready for school. She gave me milk for school, took doctor's appointments, everything, everything. My aunt was doing it. My dad's kind of like, like her, playing Yahtzee with them, playing Monopoly. When her down walking schools for that level, she was like my parent. After second grade, when I stopped going to my grandmother's house through school year, like my mom and my sister driving me to school where we were, my dad left. My dad moved to Canada, and we didn't really have a relationship. Like I called him on his US phone number, and then he would call me later from a restricted number, like whatever he got to his call. That was pretty much sums up our relationship. I went to visit him one time in Canada. I think I was going to school. I was either in 8th or 9th grade. It was so awkward, y'all. So yeah, that sums it up. My dad, he has 2 sons that were 26 and 27 years old when I was born. My dad was 45 when I was born. With all that being said, my brother were really around when I was growing up. Like, yes, they came to visit me, but that's it was just a family member visiting. They didn't feel like we were my immediate family. I don't even think I ever even visited my
My nigga. Talk too much. Alright, this probably is gonna be when the reversal starts coming in. So, prepare myself. Cause we've been rallying lower for a while now, and we haven't had much of a retracement. So there we go. We just retested this level, and I believe that at this point, the markets usually turn back around more than 10 pips. To go ahead and stop me out. Let's see. Ah, I'm gonna put some food in the microwave. Lunchtime for your boy. Officially said. All right, so it's 11 o'clock. We retested the what left 1, 2, the second bearish line. Hopefully we don't go any higher than that. And then if we retest this line again, I'm probably gonna trail my stop loss a lot more aggressively because around this time and around this range, Marcus probably tried to go ahead and um retest levels. I just want to lock in profits. Hopefully that not in in protection of a reversal. So yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, I believe if we could get it to move a little bit lower, we will have locked in the loss that we made for the day. Hopefully, if it can drop lower, that would be better. But the probability of it doing like that, especially after news, probably not that high. But that's what's up. We have proven that we can incorporate a re-entry technique where we go back in when we get hit by our stop loss. Markets don't give us any profit. When we get taken into a trade, whether a buy or sell stop, if it doesn't go 5 pips in profit and it goes down to our stop loss in a certain amount of time, in like 30 minutes or less, that's usually a stop out. And if we re-enter at the stop out, we can go ahead and recoup some of our losses, and probably potentially get some profits. But it's really just to recoup the losses and get a break even so that we could go ahead and trade for the next day. Because we've seen it happen too many times. Me and Regan were on the live stream previously, and we seen it happen. We seen it happen over and over again, and we decided that okay, this is a reoccurrence. This is a regular occurrence, which is probable. And then we'll go in and do the same thing in re-entry with the same bias in mind, just in case markets just wanted to fluctuate 15 to 30 pips, and then continue in the same direction, bearish or bullish, depending on what buy stop or sell stop was hit. All right, so that's definitely what's up. It looks like it wants to move lower, but you know, markets will do anything at any time. I'm gonna start doing the tasks that I have to do for the day. Can't just sit in front of the computer trading the stop loss. And then maybe sooner or later when I pay the programmer, we could get that trailing stop method incorporated in our EA. I'm probably gonna use the trailing stop method for now. I need to do this trailing stop method for original trades and subsequent trades and scaling trailing trailing stop function. I probably need the EA to also give me the ability to re-enter re-entry function. It looked like it's moving lower, guys. If we go ahead and retest that bearish level 3, which is 30 pips below the AM candle, open price is 25 pips. Not even 25 pips. Now, because I re-entered at 15 pip stop loss, it's gonna be 10, 20, 30. It's probably 40 pips and profit for the position. Probably should happen in a few seconds here, the way that I'm moving now. There we go. Come on. All I need to hear is that ding, baby. Give me a ding. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. And we can trail that stop loss. A pip above, so if we got 1.16242, then we, oh shit, 1.16, damn it, my bad. 1.16252. And then we could go ahead and go to here and then place our next one. So like you see, we did we tested the level here. We tapped the level here. We retested, and then we tested again, which is an indication that markets want to go ahead and continue to move lower. It might retest 2 times. It might not, but I'm locking in my break even as right now. So technically, we didn't lose any money on this trade. Hopefully, we can make some bread on the trade, but I'm more than happy with the break even to get my money back because they try to scam me. You ain't gonna scam me with a false reversal or whatever, false stop out. Yep. Boop. All right. Go do something. I'm like, all right, so we must have got stopped out. I heard my little notification hit the line again. All right, we got stopped out, and we lost like a few bucks. So that's decent on my end. I ain't complaining. They tried to take $123. We recouped 116. So that's pretty decent. And now hopefully it retraces or goes lower. It can do whatever it wants to do after this point here. I don't know what this line is right here. I have no idea what that line is. Yeah, and this just proves my theory of the re-entry. I'm gonna continue doing this re-entry technique, and then the re-entry technique might also have a scale in with it. But that's neither here nor there. We gotta test a lot more theories, a lot more possibilities with these markets, guys. I'm just glad to have a little bit of that bread back. And that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to edit this video and drop some shorts for you guys and some content. And then we're going to be here to trade tomorrow for another day, guys. Thank you once again. See you guys tomorrow. Follow me on all social media platforms. DM me. I have a link tree link in my bio. Whatever.